The lips of wisdom are closed, except to the ears of understanding. The Kybalion. They say ancient Egypt was just a civilization of pyramids, mummies, and mythology. But that's not the full story. Hidden beneath the sand, carved into stone, and encrypted in symbols was something far more powerful. A method. A method of spiritual activation so potent it was considered forbidden to speak openly about it. This isn't conspiracy. This isn't fantasy. This is real history, forgotten, erased, and hidden in plain sight. And today, we're going to uncover it. Let's start with what most people get wrong. Ancient Egypt wasn't obsessed with death. It was obsessed with immortality, eternal consciousness, transformation of the soul. The pyramids, not tombs. They were initiation chambers, energetic devices, tools for awakening dormant forces within the human body. You see, the Egyptians believed in something called the Ka and the Ba. The Ka was your vital energy, your life force. The Ba was your unique essence, your spiritual identity. And the key to ascension was learning how to unite them through ritual, intention, and resonance. This union didn't happen automatically. It had to be activated, trained, initiated. That's where the forbidden method begins. Now pause, because this is where most people tune out. They want hacks, quick fixes. But Egypt didn't teach hacks. It taught mastery. The priests and initiates underwent years of preparation, fasting, silence, study, breathwork, and exposure to sacred geometry. Why? Because they understood what modern science is just starting to figure out, that the human body is an instrument, and like any instrument, it must be tuned. And what tunes it? Vibration. Hieroglyphs weren't just pictures, they were vibrational keys. Every symbol had a sound, a frequency, a code, and when these were spoken, chanted, or meditated upon, they unlocked hidden layers of perception in the mind and body. Modern linguists dismiss this as magical thinking, but if you've ever felt chills from music or cried from a certain tone, you already know. Sound is power. Now here's the wild part. Certain temples were constructed not for worship, but for sound resonance. The Temple of Dendera, for example, has acoustic properties that amplify vocal vibration. Initiates would chant specific tones in chambers that would magnify and direct the energy straight into the pineal gland. Why the pineal? Because the pineal is the seat of vision, not eyesight, insight. The Eye of Horus, found in countless carvings, is anatomically identical to a cross-section of the pineal gland. That's not coincidence. That's engineering. Quick break. If this is resonating with you, hit that subscribe button and tap the bell. We're just getting warmed up. Let's talk about breath. Breath was sacred in Egypt. Controlled breathing wasn't about relaxation. It was about programming. When breath was paired with mantra and movement, it altered brainwave states, moving the initiate from beta, stress, to theta, vision. Try this. Slow your breath to a count of 6 in, hold for 4, out for 8. As you exhale, imagine your spine as a golden channel. See the energy rising. This isn't visualization. This is instruction. In part 2, we'll go even deeper into the rituals performed inside the Great Pyramid, the mystery of the Ankh, and the final stage of activation the priests called becoming light. But before we go there, remember this: everything they left behind, every symbol, every carving, every monument, was part of a blueprint, not for the body, for the soul. If you're still here, that means something inside you remembers. Maybe not consciously, but your soul knows. Let's step into the Great Pyramid, not as a tourist, as an initiate. The King's Chamber isn't just an empty stone room, it's a frequency chamber. Its proportions match exact harmonic ratios, ones found in ancient instruments, planetary cycles, even your own DNA. When initiates laid in the sarcophagus, they weren't being buried, they were being reborn. They would chant, breathe in rhythm, visualize light rising through the spine, and the chamber, built to amplify sound, would echo those vibrations back into the body, targeting, once again, the pineal gland. That's not myth, that's bioacoustics. Now let's talk about one of the most misunderstood symbols in history, the Ankh. People call it the Egyptian cross, the key of life. But it wasn't just symbolic, it was technological. Some researchers believe the Ankh acted like a tuning fork, held during rituals to transfer energetic currents through the body. Its loop represented the infinite, its vertical stem, the spine, the crossbar, the arms stretched out to receive divine frequency. In other words, the Ankh wasn't something to worship, it was something to use. Even more fascinating, the Ankh was often held near the nose or mouth in carvings. Why? Because that's how breath, prana, was activated. The breath of life wasn't poetic, it was literal. Now imagine all of this happening in darkness. Why darkness? Because the body, when placed in absolute dark, begins to produce DMT, the spirit molecule, the fuel for visionary experience. The ancient Egyptians didn't need external substances. They built environments that unlocked it from within. This wasn't religion, it was inner alchemy. And the final phase, becoming light. That was the goal. Not to escape the body, but to transform it, to turn the dense into divine. The initiate, through repeated rituals, resonance, and discipline, would shift their vibrations so deeply that their very presence would feel otherworldly. In carvings, they're shown with radiant skin, halos, glowing eyes. These weren't metaphors. They were the result of a fully activated energy body, a luminous field. And here's the wildest truth of all. You don't need to travel to Egypt to access this. The temples were blueprints. The real temple, your body. Your spine is the pillar. Your breath, the wind. Your voice, the key. The silence within you, the gateway. Let's get practical for a moment. Here's a simple daily ritual to begin activating this dormant intelligence. Breath. Sit upright. Inhale deeply for 4 seconds. Hold for 4. Exhale for 6. Repeat for 5 minutes. Sound. Chant a single tone like AUM on each exhale. Feel it vibrate in your chest. Movement. Slowly sway your spine in a figure 8 motion while breathing. Let the movement come from your sacrum. Stillness. After 10 minutes, go completely still. Listen. Not for answers, for presence. Do this for 7 days, not to force anything, but to listen, to attune. The ancient initiates knew the body is memory. Every breath you take with awareness revives it. And finally, if something inside you stirs, if you feel a strange familiarity with all of this, don't ignore it. Because maybe, just maybe, you've walked these halls before, and now you're being called back to remember. Stay awake, stay ancient, stay real.